my dear friends. Welcome to my channel, Intermundos Magique. My name is Nayeli, and today we're going to do a pick a card reading. This is a timeless reading, so whenever the message reaches you, this is the moment for you to receive it. So we are going to look at quick messages, whatever it is that you need to hear right now. So quick messages, whatever it is that you need to hear right now. So we have pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. And please take a little bit of time to really feel which pile is pulling you the most. So choosing the right pile for you is important. So if you need to pause the video and take a moment to think about it, please do that now. So again, this is going to be pile 1 with this stone right here. Pile 2. And pile 3. And I'm also going to ask you, if the reading that you receive resonates with you, please take the time to like the video and subscribe to my channel if you'd like to receive more readings from me. And also please comment down below the pile that you chose and how it resonated with you. I would love to get your feedback and I would love to know. So let's start with pile 1. Welcome to your reading, pile 1. So you chose this stone here. And with it came this card. So we are going to have a look at it now. Okay. So the first card that came up for you is the Wheel of Fortune. So this tells me that you are in a situation where you're waiting for something to happen. Whether it is that you feel maybe a little bit stuck, or you're waiting for outside circumstances to kind of turn in your favor. This card is telling me that things are gonna turn, things are in a movement right now, and these are things that are not necessarily in your control. So it's not necessarily something that you need to do or you need to change. It's really about kind of letting life unfold and letting the universe do what it does, letting the pieces of the puzzle kind of fit together. But this is a good omen, and this means that the universe is working in your favor right now. So if you're waiting for something to happen, this is a good start. So let's have a look at the more specific messages for you. I'm going to be using the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot for this reading. And we'll see if we need to clarify using another deck. So I'm going to put this card to the side right now. So this is the energy guiding your reading at the moment. And now let's see more specific messages for pile 1 regarding this situation. So what is your energy right now? What is your energy in this situation right now, pile 1? I'm getting a message of some sense of urgency. Like this is a situation that might be causing some anxiety, and we really want something to happen. This might be work related or financial. related, not necessarily work, but maybe financially related. So the messages are very, like the cards have a lot to say. We're looking for your energy right now at this moment. Yeah, okay. So, first card. So, the Hangman. So this is a feeling of feeling stuck. This is your energy right now. So this goes with what I was saying. You're feeling a little bit helpless in the situation, like you're feeling that things are not moving forward and you don't know how to make them move forward. But the message of the Hangman is that this moment of being stuck is actually part of what needs to happen for you. These are moments where kind of life needs time for things to fall into place, and there's no going around that. And usually these are periods of life that are very uncomfortable. It's not fun. It's not nice to feel in the Hangman energy a lot of the times, but it is necessary. So what is the challenge regarding this energy? Yeah. So Ace of Wands. So the challenge is really that is wanting to start something. You might have ideas. I'm guessing, not I'm guessing, I'm feeling that it's not that you feel you have a ton of options, even though maybe you do. It's more that you might have a specific idea of something that you want to do. You might have a vision or something, or you might have a project that you really want to start, but somehow the way feels blocked. And you're not sure how to unblock the way forward. So where does that come from? Recent past. So there is the Knight of Swords. So in the recent past, it might be something. Okay, so what I'm feeling, the message I'm feeling is that probably when you had this vision or when you had this idea, or I'm not really sensing it's an opportunity. I feel this is something that really comes from you, probably an idea or a vision that you had, and you wanted it to happen quick. You kind of stormed into it, wanting things to happen right now, and being really clear on what you want to happen. But somehow that speed wasn't the right pace for the situation. It was too much. There's a need. There was a need that's leading you up to here to take things slowly and to kind of really ponder things over. Maybe it's a time to refine your plan. Look for loopholes in your strategy or in your way of thinking, because there's a reason why you are hitting those walls right now, and those walls are there to help you. Actually, they're there to kind of stop your impulsiveness, because life is kind of telling you, wait a second. Have you really thought this through? You need to really think this through. There are some things that you haven't fully figured out yet that need to be figured out before you can move forward with this. So, what are the energies that were influencing this situation? Interesting. So lots of messages coming in here. lots of reversals. So this might be why the way forward feels slightly blocked right now. So you have the Nine of Swords in reverse, which is telling me that you were in a situation with a lot of anxiety. I do feel that this could be something financially related. It could be something more personal also, though I feel like this is maybe for, since this is a general reading, I feel like most of the message has to do with financial or career kind of ambitions. But for some of you, it might be glove related. It might be about pursuing someone. And that person is not necessarily being receptive. So this is for some of you. Then you have the Temperance reversed, which tells me that this with also the Knight of Cups reversed. Okay, so there's a lot of messages I'm getting here. So let's start with those of you for who this has to do with a more financial or career situation. You might have been feeling like you were stuck in a corner. Maybe your current situation or past situation was causing you a lot of anxiety. You felt like something needed to change, that this situation could not go on any longer. And it kind of drove you to think about alternatives and to think about other things that you could possibly do to help you get out of this situation, to help you better your situation. But the thing is that a lot of the times when we're dealing with this kind of extreme anxiety, we go out of balance and we lose sight a little bit of what's good for us and what's healthy for us. And we forget to balance different aspects of our lives. So there might be something about the situation that caused you to kind of, go out of balance, to maybe overly focus on work, overly focus on this situation, wanting it to change so much. And that might have caused kind of you losing sight of what's truly important for you. So there's a message about remembering where your passions are, remembering where your heart lies. And this is again, this is for people that are looking at a work, career, financial situation right now. So, of course, sometimes like when we really need money or we really need a new situation to happen, we're willing to do anything, right? Like we're willing to compromise a lot and, kind of sacrifice a lot and close our eyes on things that are more important for us. But something tells me that looking at where your passion lies in your work, in your projects, is important. And the fact that you maybe forgot that for some time has caused some imbalance. And this is probably why you feel that the road is blocked going forward. So let's see the messages that are coming through for now and going forward. So what's guiding the situation right now from the current moment towards the future? So what are the energies guiding your situation? What are the energies guiding your situation right now? the Emperor. So that's good. So the energies that are guiding are for a much better situation to open for you. Basically, life in the universe is trying to lead you towards a path where you will be much more abundant, where you will feel a lot more secure in your situation, and you will feel like your material situation is going to become a lot more stable, and it's going to improve significantly. So life is trying to direct you towards this, and the blockages that you might be feeling are a necessary pause for you to reflect and refine your ideas, your intentions, for you to clarify the work going forward. So now, if that is a person, if you are here and you feel drawn towards the fact that this might apply more in a personal situation, so the message here is to be careful not to be overly focused on a person. That this is not helping you and this is not helping the situation. You might feel like you are being very open with that person. You're really demonstrating how much this person means to you, but this is not necessarily received in the way that you would like it to be received. And the message here is to take a step back from your emotions to try to find this balance again. And the feeling of being blocked is for you to be able to detach a little bit, not necessarily meaning that I don't see anything yet towards the future if you have a future with this person or not, but the message here is for you to focus on yourself and focus on your own reality, and to let go a little bit of, I sense a bit of a sense of obsession, which is normal when we, it depends to what extent, but, if we're talking about just being infatuated with someone, sometimes it can occupy a lot more of our mental space than what it should. And so there's a message from Spirit here to try to tone down this kind of, maybe kind of obsessive thoughts that are not helping you in your situation right now. Because right now what you should do is focus on yourself, focus on bettering your own situation, your material situation, your finances, become a lot more stable within yourself before anything can happen here. But again, I feel like this is maybe for a small percentage of people of you, because overly I feel like this is more geared towards finances, career, projects. So let's have a little bit of insight on the future. So if it is a person that you're interested in, then this might mean that you being able to take a step back and focus on yourself, with the Ace of Cups here appearing towards your future. This will give the space for potentially something to happen. This will give the space for potentially a new connection. I'm getting the sense that it might even be a completely different connection. It might not even be the connection that you thought or you wanted. Maybe that during that time that you're reflecting, you're going to realize that actually this is not the right person for you, and something new is going to open. Now, for those of you who feel that this is more career, finances oriented, so there might be something appearing in your consciousness during that reflection time that will spark new interests, new passions, new ideas that you're going to be really passionate about, that you're going to feel are more aligned with your higher purpose, with your long-term, I don't want to say long-term goals. I feel more it's a question of a legacy. How do you want people to remember you? Kind of. And there's something about your situation or about your ideas that you're going to clarify in the sense of, what do you really love to do? What do you really love to contribute to society? And there might be something new. You might discover something new about yourself. So let's clarify this a little bit. Yeah. Ace of Cups with the Fool. So amazing. So yeah. You're gonna be called to maybe walk on a new path. And it's gonna be something that will probably take you by surprise, not something that you would have thought of before, but it's definitely gonna be positive, and it's gonna be aligned with your divine purpose. Even if that purpose can feel very mundane, even if it has nothing to do with, spirituality or anything like that. For some of you, it can be, but mostly, even if it has to do with kind of, mundane work, career, projects kind of thing, this new path is going to be something that's really aligned with your passions, with your desires, but it's going to require you to walk with a bit of trust, to trust the process. Let's get one last card to clarify this. Along the way, since this is going to be something completely new, there is a little bit of a warning that says that, as you start walking on that path, you might meet new people. You might, get in touch with people that say that they want to help you, they want to support you, or they have something to offer in terms of, in terms of helping your projects moving forward. But there's a message here that says, be careful. Like the Fool is walking, he's walking completely with trust, but he's about to walk off a cliff, right? He's about to walk off a cliff, and he's not really watching where he's going. And there's a dog there that's trying to alert him and being like, hey, you're about to walk off a cliff. So this dog represents your intuition. So, as much as you need to walk with trust, there is a message here also that says, don't follow your trust blindly. Always be in touch with your intuition, because not everyone that you meet along the way is going to have good intentions. Some people are maybe going to try to jeopardize your projects or sabotage or even steal from you. Might be like stealing ideas, stealing opportunities. So there's a message about that. There's a message about, yes, the way is opening. It's going to be aligned. Walk with trust, because you still don't know what is opening for you. It's going to be very new, but at the same time, pay attention to your intuition. Pay attention to red flags, even more than your intuition. Try to keep a cool head in the situation, and even though you're very excited and everything seems perfect, if something feels too perfect, there might be something there to double check. And so to be careful to those energies that want to come in and those people that might want to sabotage, what you're doing. So these are the messages that I have for you. Let's finish with a few self-love messages for you, which I always enjoy doing. So let's see, self-love messages for pile 1. Self-love messages for pile 1. So your message, inner conversations. I speak to myself in loving ways about my own self. I hold myself in the embrace of compassion as the Divine Mother would hold her child. I am kind to myself. So very important message. And let's maybe draw one last one. You have 2 more here that came up. So the first one is respect. I respect myself. If I need to make changes, I do all I can to support myself. I always listen to my inner voice and make space for its wisdom. So this is very aligned with what we were just saying here. And finally, my needs matter. I please myself. I focus and check in, asking, what is it, my own bright, precious self, that you want most at this time? I make my needs my priority. So there you go, pile 1. I hope these messages were helpful. And if it resonated with you, please take some time to like and subscribe the video and comment down below what resonated with you and let me know that you chose this pile. Now we're going to move to pile 2. Welcome to your reading, pile 2. So if you're here, you chose this stone. So let's have a look at the cards that are guiding this reading. So there are 2 cards that came up for this pile. So let's see what they are. Okay. 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 So the first messages that are coming in for this pile. So you have the Sun and you have the Emperor reversed. So this is telling me that there's something very positive happening right now for you. The sun is shining very bright. And I don't feel that this is something in the future, but saying that this is something that is here right now. I feel that there's a lot of good right now in your life. But even though that's there, the Emperor in reverse is telling me that you might feel that there's a lack of stability. And there might be like questions for you about how to stabilize your your material reality. I keep hearing freelancer. So if you're a freelancer, I feel this pile could maybe resonate with you. So maybe that's a specific message only for some of you, but I do feel strongly kind of the energy of people working freelance, in the sense that things are going good, business is good, but at the same time you're always dealing with this insecurity of in freelancer world we talk about like feast or famine. It's like everything at once and then nothing, and then everything at once and then nothing. And so you might feel like there's something on that level that is a little bit difficult for you to manage right now. So we're going to look into that into more detail. I'm going to put these cards aside. I'm going to grab the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot. So we are dealing with pile 2. Let's see what's your energy right now in this situation, pile 2. So what is your energy like right now, pile 2? I'm feeling a lot of gratitude coming from this pile. Feeling very blessed for everything that life is providing you. So what is your energy right now, pile 2? Interesting. So we also have the Hangman. That is interesting because we've had the same one in pile 1. So this might be an energy tapping into really the collective right now at this time, where there's a feeling of being stuck, of not necessarily knowing the way forward in the situation. Even though in your case, I feel that things are good. But there's always room for improvement, and I sense questions about like, it's kind of the feeling I get is kind of like, yeah, I think things are good and I'm grateful for what I have, but there's still this and this and that is bothering me, and I don't know how to improve these things. So what is your challenge at this time? Okay. Some of you might be overworking. So some of you, especially if you're a freelancer, there's a sense of things are really good right now because you're working so hard for it, right? And actually, there's kind of a desire to balance more and to be able to also have time for yourself and time to rest, which is a very important thing to have and a very legitimate concern to have in your life, of like, how would you reach the state where you can stop for a while and not feel like your whole material security is going to fall apart if you stop for a while. So that is seems to be your challenge right now, is how to create space for yourself within your life so that you have a chance to rest. And even if you're not a freelancer, I feel like this could also apply to very like hardworking, career-oriented people, where you are giving a lot to your work and things are good, you're on the rise, your career is doing great, but there's this feeling of this cannot go on like this forever. At some point you need to stop and rest, right? Like, you need to create space for yourself. And so how do you do that? So let's have a look at the energies influencing this situation right now. What is influencing this situation right now? Okay. you might be concerned about the space that you want to create in your life. You might want to open yourself to love. And I can even feel something about marriage or something about deepening a relationship, but you can't find the space for it in your current situation. It's like, this is what you want. You want to be able to have more time for your relationship, more time for your partner. If you're single, you might simply just want to have the space to maybe go out more, be able to meet people, maybe date, but it feels like you might be overwhelmed with work and responsibilities, and how you find this time. Yeah. So with the 9 of Cups. So if you are in a relationship, then I feel like this is about deepening this relationship. This is what is driving your thought process right now and your concerns. If you're single, there's a message about in this rest time to be able to take the time to give yourself self-love, take care of yourself, cherish yourself. And doing that will be able to create the causes for you to find your partner. So let's see what has come for you in the recent past. You're a very generous person. You understand the balance of giving and receiving. You're not shy of giving your time, giving your energy to what you feel is needed. You're probably someone very dedicated in the work that you do. A lot of messages don't want to come in. It might be also that you are working so hard because this is, I kind of sense like, if you're on the younger side, like you might be stepping into a professional career. You might be like in the beginning of your career and you're being extremely dedicated. You're walking into this with a lot of trust. And you're kind of have a sense of giving yourself completely. If you're not, if you're a little bit older, so this might be also just about you being able to trust the process, being incredibly dedicated, and being someone that's able to kind of trust where the process is leading you. I get a sense that it's also about trusting your leaders. If you're working within a company or something like that, there's a sense of, trusting the people that are, either your managers or your boss or whatever it is, of having a good relationship with them and trusting the way forward. But you have to be careful again that you're not overly giving to the point that you don't have any time for yourself. The energy is guiding. So it's good to trust in the people that you're working with, but also don't forget that you have your own manifestation power, that you have the ability to change the situation in whatever way you want it to change. You have the ability to create your own reality, but it feels like sometimes you are forgetting this. it's maybe easier for you to kind of go along the ride. And even if you are a freelancer, because I did say at the beginning that I do feel like this reading could apply to people who are freelance or who have, or business owners actually also, people that have their own businesses. So it might be easier to kind of like go along for the ride and just kind of follow the waves and just like kind of ride that wave, right? Of opportunities coming in, people coming in, things happening. But don't forget that you have your own manifestation power here and that you can reclaim it at any time. And you can use that to create the reality that you want, not to be afraid of reshaping things in a way that might fit you better according to what you want. Messages are coming in very quickly for you. This actually came reversed. So, Eight of Wands is usually a card of feeling trapped a little bit. But the fact that I felt it came to you in reverse, it shows a breaking free. So it shows your power to break out of the trap that you might be feeling you're in. Even though things are good, again, but like sometimes things are good, but then we burn ourselves out and, there's a whole bunch of stuff happening. But this shows me that I see a breaking free from chains incoming. Okay. A little bit of caution messages here that are coming in this breaking free. It's good. I would say be careful how you do it. Be careful not to, how can I say this? It's good to assert your boundaries, but be careful that you're not doing it in a way that is overly rash and harsh to people, because I feel, so I get this feeling of, someone that is very kind, very giving, very, and all of a sudden they hit their limit, and then it's like, they completely change, and all of a sudden it's like, no, I can't do this, I don't want to do this, rah. And then people around are like, wait, what? Like, where is that coming from? Like, there was no kind of warning signs leading to that, and the reaction seems very, very strong, for the people around. So there's a message here to be careful about that, and to watch your intentions. Just to be careful that whatever it is you do to kind of improve the situation or break free from the situation, be careful that your intentions are in the right place, and that you're being focused by things, you're being focused on things that are actually good for you and healthy for you. Do you feel like I want to clarify? Yeah. So this is more of the energy that you want, You want to be decisive, and you want to know and be clear where you're going, but there's a certain gentleness that Spirit is encouraging you to adopt. Kind of a way of easing into it instead of, being completely firm and, cut and dry from one day to the next. There's a message of just easing into it that will be helpful for you. Okay, so these are the messages that I have for you, pile 2. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please take the time to like and subscribe, and comment down below the parts that resonated for you and the pile that you chose. I would love to hear from you. So lastly, we're gonna just I'm gonna pick some self-love messages for you. You have 2 here. And so the first one that came in is, I am important. No matter what is happening in my life, I make time for self-care. I am the most important person in my world, and I care for me first. So, amazing message that really goes with what we were saying. And the second one, smile with me. When I am happy, the whole world smiles with me. Other people benefit from my self-love. Also quite aligned with what we were saying. And let's try to get one last one. One last message here. Ooh, so many. I think the first one that is here on top. So your last message is, tomorrow is bright. I allow myself to feel optimistic about my future. The journey of my life rolls out before me, a mysterious discovery of co-created adventure. So there you go, pile 2. I hope this reading resonated, and I hope to see you back for another reading soon. Now we're moving on to pile 3. Welcome to your reading, pile 3. So if you're here, you chose this stone. Okay, so let's see which card is going to be guiding the energy of the reading. Justice. Okay, so this is an important card. The message that I'm hearing, so there's two messages. I feel there's two, since it's a general reading, so there's two kind of different categories of people that might receive this reading. So the first situation I'm saying is something is on your conscience. So you might have had a conflict recently, or even not so recently, with someone, or been in a conflictual situation, and you might have dealt with it in a way that you thought was right at the time, but now you're kind of having second thoughts about it, and now you're examining a little bit your conscience, and I sense there might be some feelings of guilt towards a certain situation. For another kind of group of people that will receive this reading, I am getting quite the opposite, actually. I am getting that you have been maybe treated unfairly. You've been wrong. This might even have to do with some legal situation, or something that was quite important, something that was quite significant. And you were treated in a way that was not just, that was not necessarily correct. And this situation this card is showing me that either the people involved are beginning to realize that this situation, the way that it treated you, wasn't right, or there's some kind of resolution. I'm sensing some kind of resolution happening in this situation that is in your favor. Okay? So we're going to see a little bit in more detail with the rest of the cards, but this is what I'm sensing from this message. So now let's see with the Golden Article Tarot. So pile 3. What is your energy at this time, pile 3? What is your energy? Collective energy at this time. Okay. Things have not been easy for you, pile 3. Yeah, I'm sensing there's something about, you know, feeling in need, feeling lacking. There might be like financial issues involved, but I feel like bigger than that, I also feel it's emotional. Emotionally, there is a sense of lack there. And there might be, for some of you, there might be a sense of loneliness as well. And I'm sensing a lack of support, as if your environment isn't supportive right now. You don't feel like you're receiving the support that you need in your life. And yeah, there's a lot of things coming through about that. So let's see if we can get some messages to help you here. So the challenge in this situation. Yeah, it's creating a lot of anxiety. Yeah, so this pile, I'm sensing you're going through some tough times. And you know, we all need to go through them. You know, life is like that. Like sometimes things go well and sometimes things go terribly wrong. And this feels like it's a time where things are definitely harder for you. And you might be struggling a lot with your mental health. It might be causing lots of anxiety. I even see nightmares. Like I sense someone that always kind of believes the worst is going to happen, like always having those nightmare scenarios in your mind, running one after the other. So what is causing this? Okay. Definitely feel like the situation has to do with financial. All readings have been very oriented towards, I think it's the collective energy. All readings have been very oriented towards financial and, you know, career, these kind of things. Have a card to clarify the energy that I'm sensing there. I feel this is for maybe a smaller group of this pile. I feel like some of you might be going through a divorce. and there was disputes about who's going to get what. And you felt very strongly like you wanted to hold on to certain things that, is that you felt, I don't want to say entitled, but that you felt that were owed to you, that felt that you should be getting these things. And this had created a lot of kind of conflictual energy in the situation. This is very in line with the Justice card, actually. So I do feel like some kind of strong separation, even if it's not necessarily a divorce, even in relationships, it might be you were living with someone and then, one of you has to move out because the relationship ended, and there's a lot of disputes on who's getting what, is the sense that I'm getting here. So what are the energies influencing that situation? That was caused by a big feeling of feeling trapped. Feeling like you needed to break out of a situation. And most probably you did well to break out of the situation. I feel that for some of you, you might be regretting. And that kind of goes with the messages I felt at the beginning. I feel that for some of you, maybe you are having second thoughts on that breakup or that separation. It might be that you were feeling trapped at the time, but you were just not seeing the situation clearly. And now you're having second thoughts about it, and you're kind of, kind of thinking like, did I do the right thing of, leaving the situation? For many of you, though, I feel like it was a good thing for you to break out of this situation. It's something that needed to happen. If I can get some clarifications on this. A lot of messages going to come in. Just want one more clarification card. Yeah. Yeah. You really felt like this situation was not good for you. It was influencing your stability, or your material stability. You felt like it was well, actually, I'm receiving two different messages here. On one hand, this might have been something that you felt was toxic and was influencing your stability, and that you had to break out of it to move forward. On the other hand, another message that I'm receiving is that this situation somehow on a material level might have given you a lot of stability and a lot of abundance in a way that maybe you wouldn't have succeeded to have on your own. And this might have been one of the reasons that motivated you to stay in that relationship as long as you did, even though you felt trapped and even though it didn't feel right for you on an emotional level, because I sensed there was a lot of grief and heartache in that situation. I think that this was the grief and heartache I feel that was during the situation, though you might be carrying still some of it now. I do feel that it's not nearly as bad as when you were in that situation. But something needed to happen for sure. And right now, what is the energies that are guiding the situation? What is, pushing you forward from that situation? Good. Some more clarifications on that one. Interesting. The Fool is coming out a lot also. I think it came out in all three readings. It's interesting. Collective energy again. Okay, so good. What is guiding the situation right now? Your intuition. There's invisible forces, whether also you believe in spirit guides or the help of your ancestors, whether you are a spiritual person or not. There's two messages here. There's one that has to do really with you, that is about you being able to follow your intuition and knowing what's right for you. And when I say knowing, it's not a rational knowing, it's this inner knowing. And right now, the universe, life is really encouraging you to follow that. And it's encouraging you to. So the message I'm getting is like, okay, like Spirit is telling you, I know that it's dark. I know that it seems like there's no light at the end of the tunnel, but trust yourself, because you can trust your inner knowing, and we're here to help you. And you can move forward on this path, even if you're not sure where it's going to lead, because we're here to help you. This is the message that I'm channeling from what I'm seeing right now from the cards. And the fact that you got the Page of Swords, the Page of Swords reversed is telling me that your intellect or your rational mind isn't really what's needed right now in this situation. So it's okay to put it aside for a bit and to trust the process and to follow your inner knowing, to follow your intuition, to follow even to watch out for signs, simple things. I'm not saying to, sometimes we get into that zone where everything is a sign. Now, I'm not saying this, but there is a way forward that wants to open up for you, and this way is beautiful, and Spirit is doing its best to guide you there, but it's doing it subtly, like it's subtle things. So to pay attention to that is gonna help you walk through the situation. So let's see where the situation is opening to. What is it opening to in the near future? Okay, so in the near future, doing this, what we've talked about now, and I feel this is on a very emotional level. So even though your concerns might be material, I feel that the way forward is a lot about helping you heal. And so you might find that, things are going to open up it's like you're gonna start seeing, if you do this, you're gonna start seeing kind of options opening up. There's gonna be different ways forward. And this might cause some confusion, okay? Because sometimes sometimes we can get overwhelmed by options. So it's important to kind of, there's a big healing message here that, things are gonna want to maybe start, but to take the time to heal yourself emotionally. Take the time to take care of your heart. Self-love. To be careful not to fall into excess. If all these options are opening, to be careful not to just aimlessly run after one or the other. For some of you, if you're dealing with a love situation, there's a message here of like being careful to not go back to dating right away. I think this is very specific, and this is not necessarily going to be for the majority, but for some of you, there's a message that feel, wait a little bit before you kind of throw yourself out again in the dating pool, in the dating market. Try to balance, try to find, peace and balance within yourself first, and heal your heart first. Let's try to get one last card for clarifying this. Yeah. Queen of Cups. So this is where light wants to take you. It wants to take you to a space where you're in harmony with your emotions and you're able to manage them in a way that's healthy and in a way that is going to support all other aspects of your life. And it's calling you to be okay with your sensitivity right now. It's okay to feel vulnerable. It's okay to feel sensitive. It's okay to cry. But to try to find a way to manage these emotions in a way that is healthy and balanced. So, lastly, what I would say is that for me, if you are dealing with this situation here that has to do, is kind of, we went from something that was very material to something that is very emotional. And so I think that taking care of yourself, of your heart, of your mental health, of your emotions is the key for you for resolving, or not even resolving, because I think things are in resolution, in motion, and it's not necessarily all under your control. But the emotional side is the key for all that other material, side to kind of fall into place in a positive way. For those of you that felt that there was something on your conscience that, maybe you haven't dealt with the situation the right way, there's a big message of forgiving yourself. Forgiving yourself and, being able to learn from that, which is what is going to help you step into the Queen of Cups energy. Learning from your mistakes without judgment, without hating yourself, without, beating yourself up or anything like this. But just find peace within yourself and acknowledging the mistakes you've made so that you can deal with this guilt or this emotional side in a healthy and balanced way. So these are the emotions that I have for you. The emotions. These are the messages that I have for you, pile 3. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please take the time to like and subscribe. And please do comment below that you chose this pile and what resonated with you. And lastly, I'm gonna choose some self-love messages for you. See what comes up. First one is, small moments matter. I take time to stay still, open my heart, and appreciate the multitude of beautiful moments I encounter. As I do this, my happiness rises to meet me more and more. Wonderful. I do feel it's quite aligned with what we just talked about. Let's see if I can get 2 more. Next one is imaginative freedom. I allow my creativity to flow, whether I write, draw, sew, sing, play, or dance. I will be there. I appreciate my imagination and all its amazing beauty. Creativity is actually a wonderful way to deal with our emotions. So this might be a beautiful message for you on, a tool that you can use to help you navigate this. And lastly, so your last message is respect. I respect myself. If I need to make changes, I do all I can to support myself. I always listen to my inner voice and make space for its wisdom. So this really goes with what we were saying here. So these are the messages that I have for you, pile 3. I hope it resonated, and I hope to see you in another reading soon.